Let's unpack this. Imagine embarking on your medical degree. Not in a bustling city, but somewhere totally different.
Hmm.
Like amidst lush greenery, with a campus vibe so serene, it almost feels like a resort.
Right, but with serious facilities.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yet it boasts genuinely cutting-edge facilities. That's a powerful glimpse into what medical education in Meghalaya offers. So today, we're taking a really comprehensive deep dive, tailored specifically for you, into MBBS admissions there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to cover, everything, the key institutions, the all-important entrance exams,
NEET, primarily.
right, NEET, and the detailed admission process, the actual costs involved, and even like what daily life is really like for a medical student in this pretty distinctive region.
And to give you that well-rounded picture, we've really gone through quite a bit. Official government notices, detailed prospectuses, some invaluable student testimonials. Those really bring it to life.
Yeah, those are always good.
And of course, the latest national medical news. Our mission here is basically to distill all of that into a clear, informed understanding, helping you navigate not just the specifics of NEET for Meghalaya, but also, the broader realities and unique opportunities there.
So let's start by exploring this unique landscape. When we talk about medical education, Meghalaya might not be the first name that pops into everyone's head.
True.
What we found is that it's actually emerged as a really promising, if maybe sometimes overlooked hub for quality education and advanced medical facilities. From your perspective, what exactly makes it stand out?
That's a great question. See, when it comes to government medical education for MBBS, Meghalaya's scene primarily centers around one really significant institution, the Northeastern Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences. NIRS for short.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, it's in Shillong, and it's a key player because it's directly tied to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. That gives it a national standing. It has a total intake of 50 MBBS seats, which, isn't huge, making it quite competitive.
50s total. Okay.
Yeah. And while there's a private dental college, CMJ University Meghalaya, the clear focus for MBBS in the state, especially government-wise, is Negri MSS.
Knowing that it's the primary place, I'm genuinely curious, beyond the academics, what have those student testimonials revealed about the actual day-to-day experience there? Is it really as resort-like as some descriptions suggest?
It's fascinating, actually, because that resort-like vibe is a pretty consistent theme from students. They often describe the Negri MS campus as, remarkably underrated for its beauty.
Underrated.
Yeah, we're talking extensive green spaces that genuinely offer a tranquil atmosphere. What's particularly striking from their accounts is this almost obsessive emphasis on cleanliness.
Really? How so?
Students report that leaves are literally cleaned twice a day. It sounds incredibly pristine, and the facilities apparently live up to that. You hear about modern amenities like efficient lifts, state-of-the-art tech in labs and lecture halls, and even sustainable features like solar panels in the resident doctors' hostels.
That's quite a picture. And it sounds like it extends beyond just the academic buildings.
Mm-hmm.
What about student life itself? Do students actually get to enjoy this environment, or is it just all about hitting the books constantly?
Oh, it's definitely not just about the books. Students talk about an impressive indoor stadium,
Oh, okay.
which suggests there's ample opportunity for recreation, even if you're typically, a couch potato like some of us.
Oh, indeed.
And the views from the hostel rooms are consistently highlighted as amazing. During the rainy season, students report seeing 3 to 4 waterfalls right from their windows.
Wow, waterfalls from your window.
Yeah, it really underscores that unique integrated with nature feel. What's fascinating here, though, is that those in the know, people in the medical community, actually rank Negri MS very highly.
Ah, so it's got a strong reputation academically, too.
Definitely. They point to the quality of clinical work, the significant research opportunities available, and how competitive postgraduate specializations are there. It's apparently not uncommon for high-ranking students from other prestigious institutions to seek out PG studies at Ninagri HS. That really speaks volumes.
So given that glowing assessment, the big question for many listeners will be, how do you actually get into a place like this? Let's talk admissions. What's the fundamental gateway?
Right. For MBBS admissions in Meghalaya, there's one single gateway, the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, NEET UG.
It's just neat. Okay.
Yep, there's no alternative pathway for these state quota seats, and Meghalaya operates as what's considered a closed state for MBBS admissions.
Closed state meaning?
Meaning there are specific domicile requirements. Primarily, candidates must be indigenous inhabitants or permanent residents of Meghalaya to be eligible for the state quota.
Are there any exceptions to that, like for people working there?
Yes, there are a few important exceptions. Children of central government employees, or those from other state or union territory governments who are on deputation to Meghalaya.
Oh, okay.
Or even those posted with official headquarters within Meghalaya, they can also be eligible, provided, of course, they meet the standard academic criteria.
So it broadens the pool slightly, but still keeps a strong local focus.
Exactly. Now, for those 50 MBBS seats at EUYU-HMS, the distribution is quite specific.
How does that break down?
Okay, so 14 seats are for Meghalaya State domicile candidates. 18 are for what they call the Northeast Open category. This includes students from Sikkim and the other NE states.
Got it. Any open.
Then 10 seats are specifically allocated for Nagaland, and the remaining 8 seats are filled through the Common All India selection process.
8 All India seats.
Okay.
That's a very structured approach to regional representation.
It is.
That breakdown is incredibly helpful for anyone trying to figure out their chances. Let's make this practical. Walk us through the step-by-step process. How does an aspiring student actually apply and navigate all this?
Okay, step 1. It starts with an online application on the IGRI-AMS website. There's a non-refundable application processing fee, currently Rs 500.
500 rupees.
Yeah.
Standard enough.
Yeah. And you'll need to submit crucial documents. Your class 10th and 12th mark sheets and certificates, your NEET U admit card and scorecard, obviously.
Right.
A domicile or permanent resident certificate, if applicable, age proof, and a passport-sized photograph. It's really essential to have all these ready to go.
Makes sense. And the academic requirements.
Academically, you must have passed your 10+2 exam with physics, chemistry, biology, or biotechnology works too, and English as compulsory subjects.
Standard PCB in English.
Exactly. The minimum aggregate score is 50% for the general category, and it drops to 40% for reserved categories like SC, ST, OBC.
And the age limit.
Age-wise, you need to be at least 17 years old by December 31st of the admission year. Pretty standard across the board for medical admissions.
Okay, so once all those applications and documents are in, what happens next? How do they decide?
Well, first, a merit list is prepared. This is based purely on the NEET All India rank for all the eligible candidates who registered.
Based on NEET rank. Clear enough.
Then comes the counseling. For NEET Green MS, the counseling process is offline. You have to go there in person.
Ah, offline. Good to know.
Yes, conducted right at the Institute in Shillong. For example, looking at the 2025-26 session, the first round counseling was scheduled around August 5th, 2025.
Okay.
Seats are then allotted based on your NEET score, the choices you indicated, and of course, the applicable reservation criteria for the seat category you fall into.
And what if seats are left over after the first round?
Good point. If seats remain vacant, they usually hold subsequent rounds of counseling, typically a second and maybe even a third round. So the process can unfold over several weeks. It pays to stay updated.
Definitely. Now, when we talk about NEET scores and rankings, especially for a desirable place like NEET, what kind of cutoffs are we looking at? How tough is it really?
It's getting tougher each year, honestly. The competition is definitely heating up. For NEET 2025, the expected cutoff percentiles and scores give you a pretty clear picture.
Okay, what are the projections?
For the general category, you're typically looking at around the 50th percentile, which usually translates to a score of 550 plus.
550 plus for general, wow.
Yeah. For OBC, it's generally the 40th percentile, needing maybe a 40-50 plus score. SC, also 40th percentile, maybe 400 plus ST, again, 40th percentile, but maybe around 350 plus S. And EWS, that's usually the 45th percentile, perhaps needing a 500 plus score.
So those are the target students should aim for, roughly.
Right, yes. Looking back at 2024 data, the actual cutoff for NEET or MS was indeed around 550 plus for the general category and 350 plus for SCS to OBC.
Did the expectation matches recent reality?
Pretty much. And what these consistently high and importantly increasing cutoffs tell us is that despite its, serene location, NEET is absolutely not an easy entry. It's a top-tier destination attracting fierce competition. You need dedicated preparation regardless of the category you're applying under.
Can you give us a more specific example, maybe for one of those categories?
Sure. To give you a very precise snapshot for those 18 Northeast open category seats we mentioned, in the first counseling round last time, the cutoff was a NEET score of 492.
492.
Okay, which corresponds to roughly the 97.1 Hinchard percentile and an all-India rank of about 600 in 2013.
Wow, AR 62,000 for an NE open seat. That really shows the level of competition.
It really does. It shows just how precise and how high the bar is set, even within those specific regional allocations.
Now, you mentioned earlier there's another critical commitment required, something about a bond.
Yes, the bond. This is a really crucial detail for all selected MBBS candidates at NEIGERI HRETs.
What does it involve?
They have to execute something called a surety bond for 10 lakh rupees. That's Rs 10,000.
10 lakhs. That's significant. What's it for?
It's not just a potential financial penalty. It's fundamentally a binding agreement. You agree to serve in rural areas, either in the country generally or specifically in the state, for a minimum period of 5 years after you complete your MBBS.
5 years of rural service post-MBBS.
Exactly. The deeper insight here is that getting a seat isn't just about academics. It's about committing up front to a public service obligation later.
And if you don't fulfill it?
Failure to comply, say, if someone leaves the course midway or doesn't complete the 5 years of service, results in having to pay that 10 lakh penalty.
I see.
It's typically executed on a Rs 30 non-judicial stamp paper, so it's a very formal, very serious commitment to contributing to healthcare access in underserved areas.
That bond really underscores the significant commitment needed beyond just the academics and fees. Speaking of which, let's talk about the financial investment. What does studying MBBS at a NIGER-MS actually cost a student?
Well, the fee structure at NIGERI-MS is surprisingly accessible, especially for an institute of this reputation and quality.
Really? How so?
Okay, so there are some initial one-time charges. There's an admission fee of Rs 10,000 and university enrollment and registration fees of Rs 1,000. That brings the initial one-off payment to Rs 11,000.
11,000 up front. Got it.
Then the annual academic fees are remarkably affordable. The total for the year is just over Rs 16,000, like Rs 16,600.
Per year. What does that cover?
That covers tuition, library fees, laboratory fees, hostel fees, sports, magazine, cultural events, healthcare, basically all the standard student activity fees.
Wow, that is quite low for an MBBS program.
It is. Additionally, you pay a refundable security deposit of Rs 20,000 when you join.
Okay, so add that 20K deposit.
So your immediate total payment upon admission, including that security deposit, would be around Rs 47,600.
Under 50,000 initially. That's very reasonable compared to many places.
Very. It's important to remember, though, that while hostel accommodation is provided subject to availability, the mess fees for food are additional.
Right, food's usually separate. How much is that roughly?
Typically around Rs 10,950 per quarter, so about 3,600-ish a month for mess charges. Still quite manageable.
Okay, that gives a very clear financial picture. Seems quite reasonable overall. Now, beyond MBBS, what about other medical and allied health courses in Meghalaya? Are there other options for students interested in healthcare?
Yes, absolutely. The Directorate of Health Services, the DHS Meghalaya, they also handle applications for admissions to a whole range of other medical streams.
Like what?
This includes BDS for dentistry and the various AUS courses, so BHMS for homeopathy, BAMS for Ayurveda, and BUMS for Unani medicine. They also handle BSc nursing admissions.
Okay, so quite a few options. Is there a specific institute for AUSH?
Yes, specifically the Northeastern Institute of Ayurveda and Homeopathy, AEA, which is also in Shillong, conducts its own offline counseling. This is for the 85% state quota seats in the AUSH undergraduate courses.
And admission to those is also based on NEET.
Correct. Eligibility for these AUSH courses is also based on your NEET UD score, just like MBBS. NEET is really the key for most government health science admissions there.
It's fascinating to observe student mobility across India. We hear about students from Meghalaya often looking to study medicine elsewhere in the country. Why is that?
Well, it's a dynamic interplay, For Meghalaya students looking beyond the state, a big factor is the central pool quota.
The central pool quota. What's that?
It's a system that reserves seats in various prestigious medical colleges across India, specifically for students from states like Meghalaya and others in the Northeast, which might have fewer medical colleges locally.
So it guarantees some access elsewhere.
Exactly. We're talking about approximately 42 seats reserved across various well-known pan-India medical colleges, places like GSVM, Kanpur, NSCB, Jabalpur. MAMC in Delhi, Lady Hardinge, GMC Bhopal, PMC Patna. The list goes on.
Wow, those are some top names.
Absolutely. So this provides really significant opportunities for Meghalayan students to pursue their MBBS in top-tier colleges across the country, broadening their horizons.
That makes sense. And what about the reverse flow? What draws students from other parts of India to Meghalaya, specifically to NEET?
That comes down to those 8 seats available at NEET under the common All India selection process.
Right, the All India quota seats.
Exactly. Students from all over India compete for those. And they're drawn because they recognize NEET-MS's reputation for high quality, plus that appealing campus environment we talked about.
So its reputation extends nationwide.
It does. As we discussed, its high ranking, the research opportunities, the competitive PG admissions, these are all clear indicators of its standing. So even though it's geographically in the Northeast, it's seen as a desirable choice. It holds its own alongside other top Indian medical colleges, the AIIMS Delhi's, JIPMER's, KGMU Lucknow's, MAMC's, Madras medical colleges of the country.
Shifting gears a bit to the broader landscape, what's happening in the national medical education world right now that might impact admissions or future doctors? Any recent news our listeners should be aware of?
Yeah, there's a pretty critical piece of news, actually, that affects all aspiring medical professionals, not just those targeting Meghalaya. The National Medical Commission, the NMC.
The main regulatory body?
Right. They've issued some pretty stern warnings to medical colleges recently. They've emphasized the absolute critical need for colleges to upload the details for all MBBS students admitted in the 2024-25 session.
Why the urgency?
Well, out of approximately 1.18 lakh MBBS seats nationwide, details for over 1.15 lakh have been received, but that gap, maybe a few thousand students, is significant. The NMC is basically saying if a student's details aren't properly uploaded and verified by the college, that student might not be considered legitimately admitted and ultimately might not be eligible to practice medicine later on.
Wow, that's huge. So the college's admin accuracy is critical for the student's future.
Absolutely critical. They've even found instances of colleges admitting students in breach of rules, like maybe not meeting the minimum 50% in 10+2 PCB. So this NMC warning about missing data isn't just paperwork. It's about accountability and ensuring standards are met.
That's a really important heads up for students. Make sure your college is compliant.
Exactly. It adds another layer of due diligence for every applicant. On a related note, just as a timing update, the MCC Round 1 seat allotment results for the All India quota were just declared recently, around August 13th, 2025, so the national admission cycle is definitely in full swing.
Good to know. Okay, finally, let's circle back to the student experience at NEET itself. Beyond the rigorous academics and the competitive entry, what kind of environment supports these future doctors? What about student well-being specifically?
That's crucial, isn't it? Especially in such a demanding field. NEET seems very proactive on student well-being.
How so?
Well, for starters, they have strict anti-ragging policies in place, and they mention severe penalties, including expulsion and fines, to ensure a safe and respectful environment right from day one.
That's essential.
Definitely. There's also an anti-sexual harassment monitoring committee established. For academic support, students have access to well-stocked libraries, providing all the essential resources.
And what about, say, attendance or student issues?
They have clear policies on unauthorized student absence. This seems aimed at striking a balance, ensuring accountability on the student's part, but also providing a framework for support if someone is struggling. It ensures students get the help they might need while keeping up with their studies.
So it sounds like a supportive structure overall.
It seems designed to be, yes.
So as we wrap up then, it's really clear that Meghalaya, particularly through NEET, offers this truly distinctive path to becoming a doctor. It's a unique blend, isn't it? Rigorous academic excellence on one hand, and this incredibly serene, almost resort-like living environment on the other. It's not just about the curriculum. It seems much more about a holistic experience that prepares you for a demanding career.
I think that's right. And this deep dive, it really reveals more than just a beautiful campus and a tough program. It also shows, through that rural service bond especially,
Right, bond.
a profound institutional commitment to public service. And maybe that raises a bigger question for all of us, In an increasingly urbanized world, what innovative models, maybe like Meghalaya's, can help ensure healthcare actually reaches every corner of our nation?
That's a powerful thought.
And how might that commitment, built in from the start, shape the next generation of doctors' perspectives on their role in society? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. What stands out to you the most about Meghalaya's medical scene after our chat? Keep digging, keep learning, and we'll be here next time to help you unpack it all.